there.
I'm Lynn.
Welcome to Small Town Big Thoughts.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. It's great to have everybody.
Welcome back. We're so happy to see you.
Today we're going to be talking about ourselves. We're just gonna do a get to know you thing and just answer some questions, ask each other questions about ourselves.
Yeah, fun.
Well, do we want to get started?
Yeah.
Man, these are kind of hard-hitting questions. What do you miss about being a kid? We're just diving right on in.
Wow. Okay.
Let's go first.
Yeah, I miss just being able to go outside and run around because Lord knows I cannot do that anymore.
I think I miss the fact that whenever I was talking to Callista about this last night, but I just miss the fact that whenever you're a kid, the world just seems so magical. And you're just like, wow, I can get in a car and go from one place and then hop out and I'm in a completely different place. I have no idea. Like I slept the whole way.
Yeah.
And then, but like now you're like, I have to drive there, and I have to get out of the car, and I have to socialize.
Yeah, socialize is the big one. I think for me, I miss the closeness of like family. I feel like family seemed closer when you were younger, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss that.
for sure. Whenever we were kids, like at Christmas time, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
aunts and uncles and cousins would come over.
Man, I miss that.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was like so fun, and it wasn't like
It was nostalgic too.
yeah, it was just like the fact that like I knew that like that one time a year everybody was gonna be together, and it was like it literally was everybody. It was all the cousins, everyone. The house was so full.
Yes.
Yeah, we were literally having to get chairs out of storage just to bring to the house so everybody could have a place to sit. And the kids weren't allowed on the furniture. If you could sit in the floor, you had to sit in the floor.
That's usually how it goes. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I miss though, just that closeness. Like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, holidays. Yeah, because I feel like nowadays it's like when it's convenient for everyone, which rarely happens, and funerals. Oh, and the occasional wedding here and there.
Yeah, I feel like at every funeral we're always like, we have to get together more. We have to get together more.
Yes, it's the same thing, and
Yeah.
then you fall back in that.
Yeah,
So-
it's so sad. Like I said, like the world was so magical when you were a kid because you don't have to think about any of this shit.
I told you we were starting out.
My question is not as deep.
Deep?
In the first place, and I was like, oops, we should probably just go home.
Oh no.
Reba is totally a child and spilt her drink everywhere. Be right back, y'all.
Welcome back.
We're so happy that you're here.
We had a great time.
Technical difficulties. Technical being me.
Physical.
Physical.
All right. So let's get back into it. Okay. If you guys could only buy 10 items at the grocery store to last you for the next week, what would you buy?
Rice, beans, probably hamburger meat or some type of pork I can cook down or shred. Cheese. You can do a lot with all that. Probably peppers and onions. Oh, milk for sure.
Whole milk.
And probably a bag of flour. Wait, I don't even counting. Beans,
Neither am I.
beans, rice, tortillas, onions, peppers, milk. Probably flour, sugar, butter, and some kind of baking soda. I feel like that's a good necessity. Make tortillas, make bread, make biscuits.
Yeah. You forgot things.
Can I start where I started?
I guess. I guess you're right. But yeah, no, I think that's probably the same for me. Because you don't want to get any like fur or anything that's gonna go bad. You don't want to get anything that's gonna go bad. You really just want to get the basics like baking soda, sugar.
You don't want to get like cans either, like a canned fruit, because
Yeah.
it's one can. Bag of beans. Mine was a 5 pound bag of beans.
The biggest bag that you can find.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, that's what mine would be.
Nice. I'd probably do a whole bunch of pastas and sauces and stuff like that because those go a long way.
No.
But I'm not the healthiest person.
I can literally make pasta so easily. Like I'm pretty sure it's like flour and an egg.
It's like 100 grams of flour to 1 egg.
Yeah. Like don't buy pasta. Don't use like buy a chicken.
Buy a chicken?
A
I
whole
really
chick-
want to get chicken.
Buy a whole chicken.
Like,
that way you
we've
can
been talking about setting up a coop in the backyard for so long.
do it.
I I like the thought. I like the thought of chickens, but I don't like the thought of like daily upkeep of chickens.
It's hard. Kenzie had chickens, and I know it was rough. And then like wildlife that can get in and
Yes.
Yeah.
maps. Like
I've heard so many stories of just simply dogs getting into a chicken
yes,
cage and being
yes.
so like awful. Like I couldn't imagine like a coyote or something, you know. like,
Right.
anything big.
And they go for the masses, like not just one. Like it's all of them. So chickens would be hard. You need like the Fort Knox of chicken
Yeah.
coops.
Oh my
Well,
gosh,
Chance
have you
loves to
seen-
build stuff, so.
Have you seen the chicken coops now? Like people are like they put like linoleum floors
They're
in their chicken
fancy.
coop.
I follow some people that do it. I love it.
See, I've seen a lot of people use like hay and stuff. That way they can just scoop it up and throw it away and put down like a new bedding.
Mhm.
Makes it easier for cleanup, I guess.
Yes.
And then I guess there's some people like instead of like cleaning it up every week, they just throw a new layer down till it gets to be too much and then they throw it all out and put new down.
I mean, I guess technically, if it's like an actual like dirt, like earth flooring, it's just gonna be fertilizer.
Exactly.
So hopefully you can move it and then plant something. You need like a bowl of chicken.
Yeah.
That just makes sense in my thoughts.
Oh my gosh,
I don't know.
have you seen those? They're like on wheels.
Oh,
Like,
it's so it's real. Okay.
like it's just like lift it up and like put it on wheels like you would see if one was like sitting on cement blocks or something.
See?
And it's just like on wheels and they just like roll it around and then that way they can do exactly that. Their chickens can fertilize
That
there.
would be amazing.
Which I'm pretty sure the one that I saw had like a coop and like an attached like
I like
don't know,
area.
little area
I
for
just call
them.
it play area.
Yeah.
So, okay, who wants to ask next or?
Um, I'm gonna go to the deep ones
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, what do you value most in a friendship?
I value trust. Like I gotta be able to trust that person. Like they gotta be honest. I can't trust you. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I guess I'd say loyalty. If we can't be loyal, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like that. That's how I feel about any of them, though. So, just say loyalty.
Dang, those two are really good. I don't know what else you could say. Those are just, I mean, those are like the top ones that I can think of. Um, I guess just like a good person. Other than those two,
Like
I would say like,
honesty.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess with trust, which I also I think they all go with trust. Like I think trust is just like all encompassing, but
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah. Cause like and like I feel like I have the best group of friends too. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say I would trust any of them with my life, and I hope they know that they can trust their lives with mine. We're just a hot mess, but I mean we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes.
So okay. How do you best connect with others?
Verbally, one on one. Very specific. I thought long and hard about this.
Yeah, I feel like mine is like relatability. Like if
Yeah.
if they're like talking and I can relate, or like if they can relate to stuff I'm saying, I feel like that's how I feel comfortable and like can easily bond with people.
I don't know how to exactly like say this, but like I guess I go off of vibes. Like
Vibes are very important.
if I like instantly click with you, yeah, we're gonna be great friends. But like there's some people, it just takes me so long to like just get comfortable around them. I don't know what it is.
Vibes are so important though.
Like whenever you, so I've always been one of those people. It's just my intuition. I just have really good intuition. I've always been one of those people that I'm just like, that person gives me a little creepy in the vibe, and I'm always right. Like I would say, like 85% of the time I'm right. And I'm like, Trixie, you should have listened. You should have listened.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm that way too, especially in like work circumstances. Like, I feel like I am very good in that area, sensing it. So, because there's people that are like, oh, like they're amazing, they're gonna do so much, and I'm like, no, that's President Snow, homie. Like, or you know, like that's bad person. Like you're trusting way too easy.
Yeah.
We can move this.
Corral over
It's just Hedwig.
But I think honestly, I think if I am sitting one on one with anybody, I can have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be talking about fucking anything. They could be talking in another language, and I could just be like pretending that I was just. That's what I did in Mexico with the bartender. I had no idea what this guy was saying to me. Sorry,
Connor.
sorry, but he was just like literally having this whole conversation, and he was just like, I don't know. I have no idea what he was asking me, what he was saying to me. I asked him where he lived. I had no idea what he said to me. I asked him if there was a beach, and he said that it was very political. That was not the answer. Like, that's not an answer.
Yeah.
I was like, is there a beach nearby? I was like, I don't know. It's very political. I was like, well, what do you think I said? Like,
Yeah.
just having two conversations. Like, I don't know.
It works though.
But I think he was hitting on me at the same time. So I was like, I'm gonna talk to I'm on my honeymoon. Talk to my husband.
See, I feel like I can talk to most people, but again, if the vibe's off or if I feel
Yeah.
like they're shut off or like, and I get being anxious. Like, I feel like if you're anxious, I can sense you're anxious and we can be anxious together. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. But I don't know, to a certain extent, if the vibe is off, if they're shut off or anything like that, then that's where I struggle. Because then
Yeah.
it's like, I hate small talk. And then I clam up because I'm like, is it me? Am I the problem?
Exactly. I relate to that so much.
So that's just yeah. So but for the most part I can talk anyone's head off probably, but other than that I struggle on this last bit.
I struggle having conversations with people. Like, if you're not at least a friend of a friend, there's no chance I'm going to just walk up and talk to you.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Like a strange person that you'd like. Where's the ice cream store from here? Like,
No.
no chance.
No. No.
So crazy.
I will just go without ice cream.
I'm just like, hey, tell me your top 5 ice cream spots.
Yeah, like literally, or like whenever you're like at a restaurant, and you like ask the person, you're like, "Hey, is there anything fun to do around here?" Like, no.
Will not do it. Will not.
See,
I'm talking to people.
That for me falls into the part I can though, but I think that's just because I work in tourism. So like I know locals have like the best like spots and like the know-alls and the small like good finds. So that area I'm
Now,
like,
if you get a drink in me, I'll talk to anybody.
just a little like courage. With that.
Just wondering.
Yeah. That's all it takes. I'm a lightweight.
I'm with you. It might probably be like half a truly or something.
Yes. All right. Do we want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest thing you've ever done, and would you do it again?
For legal purposes, this is just a made up scenario. Hypothetically, if were to have an ex-boyfriend who I feel like owed me a lot of money and had money and acted like he didn't money, so I paid for a lot of stuff. And said boyfriend were to like leave and I find out, he has some belongings here. Hypothetically, I think I would grab that stuff, go to the lake with some family and actually some friends, my future husband, and I didn't even know it hypothetically, a future husband. I would have a bonfire and watch every single thing burn.
Nice.
So, very proud of it though, hypothetically. Not real.
When you asked that question, literally, I was like, oh my god.
I don't know if that's the crazy you mean, but that's the crazy I'm coming with.
I think I'll stick with the G-rated stuff. One time, we were, I don't know why, but we were day drinking. Okay.
Yes.
And we're back roading with a designated driver that was sober. And we, for some reason, decided that we were going to go to the loony bin outside of town.
What?
By the police station.
Yeah.
And we did. And we went there and we just walked inside. And we parked away from it because it's not right next to the police station.
Yeah.
And then we sprinted there, like that's not obvious. And then so then we walked around the loony bin that didn't have really any walls or stairs or support or structure or really safety.
Yeah, it's been them for a reason.
Yeah, little sketch. It was fine. But we stole some medical records, hypothetically. and that was really it. We kind of one of the OG docs in town, his name was on some stuff out there, and we were like,
okay,
crazy. But then we were also like, why don't they throw this shit away? But it was like the creepiest place I've ever been in. Like they had like respirators just like sitting in the rooms, like there was gonna be like a nurse pushing it in a couple seconds, like a ghost.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like the creepiest little thing. Like you could hear little girls laughing. It was like so weird. It was the craziest thing. We were like all the way in the basement. We were climbing up to the third floor.
You're brave. I would have been.
But I just remember like my mom saying like it was a hospital, it was a psych ward, and I'm just like, there's so many ghosts in here.
Honestly, I think the craziest thing I've ever done. Well, I actually have a lot of stories to choose from, but this is the one I'm going to land on. Me and my best friend Tristan and her boyfriend at the time, we were driving down to Dallas to take her boyfriend's little sister to the airport and drop her off. Mm-hmm. Well, his mom paid for the hotel room and everything for us, even gave us money to go out to the bars and stuff. Well, we got an Uber. We went to the first bar. They wouldn't let us in because her boyfriend didn't have a driver's license. It was just a state ID. Oh. And they didn't think it was real because it was different from ours. So they wouldn't let us in. And we ended up walking down the block and we found another bar. And I don't know what I was thinking the name of this bar was, but it wasn't at all close to what the actual name was. It was like, I think the bar was called Penis or something like that. It was a gay bar. But it was like Pin 15 or something.
Like Pin 15.
Yeah, but the actual name was Penis. And we get there, and her boyfriend's homophobic, and he did not realize at all that the bar was a gay bar. So, he said a few slurs here and there, but for the most part, kept it, to himself. And all the guys, though, thought he was so cute. It kept buying all of us drinks. Yeah. So we just kept going from gay bar to gay bar, getting gay guys to buy us drinks because they were hitting on him, and he had no idea.
That's so sweet.
No idea the entire night. And we ended up running into this guy. I cannot remember his name. We'll just call him David. But but we ran into David, and he was like this older man, maybe like in his 50s, early 60s. And he had a lot of money. He was driving around in a Bentley and everything. And
Pimp Daddy David.
yeah.
You
And he pulled up. And he was like, "You guys come with me. I'll drive you to all the bars. I'll take you around Dallas and I'll show you where all the hot bars are." And we're like,
Stranger danger.
well, we got in the car with him anyway.
Very similar story, but
It
keep
gets
going.
worse. It gets worse. We end up going to the next bar. It's like a rodeo bar. And there's this there's this drag queen there. And I'm walking past her, and she looks at me, and she's like in the middle of the dance floor with a microphone. And she sees me, and she goes, "Baby, look at you, looking damn hot." You know, just calling me out in the middle of everything. Of course, we all established I don't like people, so I don't like being pointed out in public. But spotlight on me, all eyes on me, and I'm like, oh dang.
Okay.
I had like
Detail.
I had like 10 guys, like gay guys, all like over me. And they're like, "Oh, we'll buy you drinks. We'll buy you drinks." We got so drunk that night. And at the end of that bar, he was like, "You know, guys, I'm kind of hungry." David was saying that he was hungry, and he offered to take us to his house.
You went to David's house.
We went to David's house. And we left.
Oh
We
god.
left Tristan's boyfriend alone with him, and we took his dog for a walk around the block. And by the time we came back, all the food was done.
David's dog?
Yeah.
This is random. I love it though. I feel like a tiger is gonna pop up at any moment.
We took his dog for a walk around the block, and we came back, and the food was ready. He started eating about halfway through his food. He looked around, and he realized what had been going on all night. And he set his bowl down. He goes, "We need to leave."
Like whenever you like finally sober up at the end of yeah.
Yes.
Whenever the lights come on at the bar and you're like, ooh.
Instant regret.
He's just like, "We need to leave. Let's go." Call the Uber. So we ended up calling the Uber, going back to the hotel room, to which he then invited our Uber driver into our hotel room to continue getting drunk.
Oh my god.
And of course, our Uber driver was from Afghanistan, and oh, the things that he said was so inappropriate and so ignorant. But
I
like he asked him,
believe.
he straight asked him if he was used to like his house and stuff getting blown up, and he's like, "I don't live in the middle of a war zone. I'm just from Afghanistan."
Oh my god.
Like it was so bad.
That is so crazy.
It's an ex, right?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Anyways,
Red flag.
my story that is similar to that is me and a couple of my friends went to this bar before we were 21. I don't really even know like why we went there or how we went there.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we were in Kansas City. I don't know. We were in Kansas City though, and we went to a bar, and then these guys at the bar, which I think we were only scared to order drinks because we thought they were going to give us for the drinks, even though we were already in the bar. But then we met these guys in the bar, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to get pizza." And we're like, "Okay." So then we go get pizza with these guys. And it's just like around the corner, which by the way, they put honey on their pizza, and it was the craziest thing I've ever like heard of in my life, but it was so freaking delicious, and I've done it so many times since then, and everybody gives me that look that you just gave me.
No.
I hate pizza in general, so I'm like, this is all bad.
And then they were like, then they convinced us to go to their house, and so then we went to their apartment. We drove ourselves though. But
At least you did that.
But on our way to the apartment, I'm like, mind you, I'm not driving, so I'm not in control of the situation, which stresses me out. And my friend was driving, and she like as we're driving, I'm like, "Are we really going to a house with 3 or 4 men that we don't know?" And like we don't know like what's going on inside the house. Like literally, I was like pointing all of this out before we got there, and they're just like, "It's fine. It's okay."
Me.
It's okay. Like these
Didn't
seem
even
like
question
nice
it.
people. Just like, and then we ended up going there, and then these guys gave us a tour of their house, which was refreshing, I guess. I don't know. They didn't have anybody chained up in the basement, so that was nice.
I'm glad it wasn't you.
Yeah, so they did have like whips and chains and shit, so like that was cool. And then we like went up back to the living room, and I don't know if I'm like just remembering this strangely or if we like, but they then we smoked in the hookah, but I don't think that it was. I don't know what you smoke in a hookah, but it was not whatever it is, and it was like very intoxicating. And then I was like, I had one of those moments, and I was like, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. I was like, I don't think that that was. We gotta go. And then I had to take a math test, or not a math test, a biology test, and I failed. It's really bad. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were like driving home from Kansas City at 3 o'clock. And we were like, and I got like 3 hours of sleep, and I was like, what?
Oh my god.
I actually think it's biology. I don't know why I keep saying that. Totally failed that class. Don't take a biology class at 8 a.m. because nobody gives a fuck at 8 a.m.
Good things do not come from it.
Do you want to ask one more?
We can. We can see what's on this deep list over here.
If you enter a time machine, what time period would you go to? The past or the future?
Oh.
Where would you go? I'm going to see Jesus walk on water.
But the real question is, are you able to travel back to your own time, or are you just like permanently there?
You're stuck. We're saying you're stuck. You're there forever. You're
Oh.
picking a time to move there forever.
Okay.
Oh god.
This is a hard one.
That and you're stuck forever.
Well, I picked a really hard time.
Like honestly, sitting here debating, like, can I do without indoor plumbing?
I want to be friends with Jesus, though. I can deal with some camels, I think. Maybe.
I feel like out of all three of us, it'd be you. Like, for sure.
I don't know. Like, my brain is just thinking the 1800s, somewhere in that era. I love their clothes and all their beautiful dresses and everything. And I don't know, it just seems simpler back then.
For sure.
I would want to go back to like when the Aztec Empire and the Mayans and all the other like tribes were in their like thriving before Spain colonized Mexico. That's where I would go.
See if the city of gold was
I
there.
want to see the beauty and yes, everything, all of it. So, especially since a lot of those records were destroyed and there's not a lot. I'd go there.
See, with your time period, I immediately am thinking ancient aliens theory. And so then with yours, I'm thinking, okay, that is like pre-government, so like maybe you can go back to a time like before government, and you can see like what's actually going on. You know, in my conspiracy theory mindset, I'm like,
Oh, I'm definitely telling all the.
I feel like in that time period, I
Yeah.
would be a spy. I would be like a, I would so be a spy.
Yes.
You just play the ditzy girl because they'd be like, you're a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. No, I'd definitely tell them like, hey, don't trust the people coming in on water. Like, just let's just not do that.
Yeah,
Like,
like
just stop it in its tracks and all will be fine. So
there's people.
yeah,
The devil incarnate.
literally. So that's where I would go though and stay. I'd go there. Yours would be cool though too. Obviously, Jesus is gonna be the coolest though. You can't hate on Jesus.
I don't know. I might end up getting stoned. I have like a really masculine energy.
Okay. I do have a question. Like, if y'all could pick a TV show to be your life, what would you pick? I think I would pick Outlander. Man, it's action and romance and it's my favorite.
That's so hard. I love so many.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what Outlander is. I also don't watch a lot of TV.
You'll have to watch Outlander. It's great.
I'm gonna say original Gossip Girl just so I can have money and be rich. I want to be on the Upper West Side, East Side, West Side.
Emily in Paris.
Yes,
Nice.
facts. Yes, I love Emily in Paris.
If we went to Quebec, I asked Diego if he has ever seen that or like watched the trailer or if he had like watched it whenever I watched it, and he was like, "No, what is it?" And I was like, "I think you would hate it," but that's how I feel right now. Like in the first season, whenever she's like translating everything on her phone, I'm like,
Yes,
"What did you say?"
I love Emily in Paris. Yeah. Oh, that's so hard. I love Game of Thrones, but I wouldn't make it in that time, so that's definitely a no-no. Yeah, I guess I'll just say no, New Girl. Oh my God, if I could have that group of friends, Winnie the Bish, I'm in. Okay,
Yes.
I want New Girl. I feel like it's very much relatable to how like clumsy and chaotic my life is already. So. Justin's kind of giving Schmidt vibes. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. New Girl.
Awesome.
Let's see. Any more questions or are we done?
I probably asked Reba if she wanted to ask another question, and then me and you both asked.
Yeah, do you want to ask a question?
Where was your favorite place to go as a child and why did you love it there? My favorite place. Okay, and this like I feel like this can be like even if it's like a store, a restaurant, like a destination or like a family. Because my favorite place to go was my Auntie Lee and my Uncle Gary's house. They made my childhood feel magical, and so I was always excited to go there. And plus, I knew when we were going there, we were also going to my other aunt and uncle's house and my cousin. So
What was a place also that you hated?
that I hated. I hate Texas Roadhouse. That was the first thing that came to mind. Uh, Family wise and all that like that, I didn't really have a place I hated. But yeah, place in general, like even till today, Texas Roadhouse. The rolls are the only good thing. Everything else is disgusting. I know you only go for the rolls, but again, I need more than just rolls. So
For a while, Diego just got like the rolls. Like he would order the rolls to go, and then he would just.
that's awesome.
So see, when I was little, one of my favorite places to go was Buffy's house. We had so much fun there. She always did so much stuff with us. I remember that little play kitchen that she had set up in the backyard for us to play with. Yeah, but like hating wise, like I don't remember anywhere where I just like hated to be when we were younger. Yeah.
She's like,
I know. I know what she's gonna say. For her, it was Buffy's house. She hated to be at Buffy's house.
I did. Which I was sitting here thinking that, and I was like, I really don't know why, but I want to say that my favorite place to be was anywhere that my dad was, and my least favorite place to be was anywhere that my dad was not. And I don't know, I just hated going there for some reason. Like, I would always just ever remember why. I just remember like pretending that my stomach hurt. And I just remember thinking to myself whenever I was really little, like, this is how manipulative I am. Like, this is your future. This is like Ellie in the future. But I remember thinking to myself, like, I wish I didn't know that your head could hurt at the time. I just knew that like your stomach could hurt or you could have a broken bone. And I knew that if I had a broken bone, they would know that. But I also knew that if I had a stomach ache, they couldn't
like see it, like it
Yeah.
wasn't something, yeah.
Yeah, so that was my go-to. I always had a stomach ache. My stomach hurts. I'm crying. Let me go to my dad.
Yeah.
Literally in the car with my dad.
Yeah, then come
Right
pick
to
Heather
sleep.
up at night. I'd stay the night, and then I think Buffy would take me back the next day.
I mean, I get it though. I'll say. And plus, you both don't have to like the same place.
Yeah.
Say.
When we were younger, we were like polar opposites.
Yeah. Which her husband didn't like till
Yeah.
generation.
I do remember like it took even me a long time to like get comfortable around her ex-husband. Like I think it was like right before they had ended up getting divorced. That's like when I got comfortable with him, but then they got divorced and we didn't have to deal with him
Yeah,
anymore.
like
So
that was it. So.
I think my favorite place though, the first place that came to mind was Olive Garden. And I just remember always telling my mom
yes, that was always a treat when we were younger.
Yeah,
We never got to go unless it was a special occasion.
Yeah.
See, I feel like places like that, and then for me, like going to Applebee's and ordering mozzarella sticks, I thought we were fancy as shit.
Right.
Like 5-star dining,
Right.
Michelin star, like, yeah.
Like whenever we went to, so this is why I thought that it was a fancy restaurant, was because it was the only place that you would go and they would say smoking or non-smoking.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then,
And I
'cause
think
I
the
was always
cloth
so confused.
napkins,
Yeah.
I think those two, like, my best behavior at Olive Garden. So,
Like you're like, do not like this.
Olive Garden is a beautiful, happy place. Like,
It
let's
really
just be
is.
real.
They have laundry machines in there.
Oh, they have to. No, I bet they outsource it.
Yeah, I bet they send it somewhere.
It's probably
Like the casino did. Did you just bag everything up, throw it in a truck, and they take it, wash it, and bring it back?
I bet they outsource that because let's
That
be
would be
honest.
a lot of
It'd
napkins.
be a lot of work, and they ain't trying to pay anyone to do anything like that. So, yeah.
Welcome back from break. So during break, we got into a little conversation about T Swizzle.
Her and Jason Kelsey. So I'm just gonna put this out there. I am not a Swiftie. I really don't listen to her music. I think I listened to the first and second album. Every song that I can sing word for word is because of the radio or it like coming on.
Yeah.
I don't want to say being like held hostage like listening to it because obviously she like is a Grammy Award winner and like she's good. Like that's just it. It's just it hasn't been for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Her music's not for me.
But when I tell you I am obsessed, almost nearly damn near stalking her and Travis Kelsey in their relationship, I am. I am obsessed. I think I am obsessed like the rest of the world. I think for me, I love, and I don't even know if they're falling in love with each other. I'm Delulu and think I'm watching two people fall in love with each other in front of like the whole
Kind of
world.
like watching The Bachelorette or something.
They're just friends. They're like these people.
I feel crazy, but also at the same time, it's everywhere, so it's kind of unavoidable, and then you just get sucked in.
Yeah.
So
On my TikTok, see, I literally don't see anything about them except for conspiracy theories. Like, everybody's on my TikToks are just like, so I think it's just really weird that they're together because, like, why would they be together? Because pop stars don't date athletes. And I was like, I mean, you can date whoever you want, you know, like, we'll do whatever you want to do. But it is kind of weird. But then, like, everything that they've done since then is just also, like, weird. And then, but then, like, the TikTok that I saw with Biden's speech and everything, and I was just like, what in the heck is going on? But then I also was like, I'm not really connecting the dots as well as you are. So that's where I was like, is that how other people are with me? Because whenever I was telling you guys, I told you guys about the electricity, the thought that I had about electricity.
I don't think
remember.
you have.
Whenever I was plugging something in, and I don't know, I was plugging it in, and then I was thought to myself, like, what is electricity? And then I was like, what if everything's a frequency? What if electricity is just a sound? And if electricity is a sound? Yeah.
You did do something.
And I was like, what if electricity is a sound? And then I was like, well, what are people with tinnitus? They're just hearing electricity. And then to me, that made sense. But everybody that I've
But
said
you
that
can hear
to,
electricity.
yeah, I think so. Like,
Every now and then, like, I'll go to plug in a cord and I can just hear it humming.
right? Like, so I feel like I'm not crazy, but everybody that
No.
I've said that to is just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, so like I said, I feel like I'm with you like 60% of the time. And then the other half I'm too I can't.
Yeah.
Or I'm not there yet.
Like half the time you send me stuff on TikTok or you talk to me about something and I'm just like, what? What?
Like,
Now if I'm listening to it and your brother hears it in the background, he's like, she is just like dad.
yeah, for sure.
So I feel like your mind is on another dimension though. I feel like you're just like frequency wise probably on another level. I want to be
Like,
on your level though.
the last couple of weeks I've like tried to convince myself that I like don't have schizophrenia because I'm like, am I like literally crazy? Like I sometimes I'm like, man, that seems like me. And then I'm like, but that person seems crazy. And I know I'm not crazy. Like I don't know what's going on.
I don't think you're that.
But I was editing our last episode or the trailer or something. I was editing something, and I looked at you and I was like, "Get off my wavelength." That's what I said to you. And then whenever I was watching that back, I was like, I know exactly what I meant by that, but like I didn't even know if you know what I meant like by that, like specifically. Like,
um, how was it in context again?
we were both laughing at the same time, and we just kept laughing at the same time, and then it would get quiet, and then we would both start laughing at the same time, and then I said, "Get off my wavelength."
Okay, so for me, I take that as like our brains are like going through this moment at the same time and connected,
Yeah.
like in the laughter and in the like the theory that we were probably talking about.
Like our
That-
energies were all the same.
Yes, yeah.
In my head, like you were reading my thoughts.
No.
I was like, because then I would like think of something and then I would laugh again. And then I'm like, are we all laughing about the same thing? Because then we would all like laugh again. But then I also think that it's because laughter's contagious.
Yes, that's what I'm going with. I see what you're coming at, though. I see where you're going with that, and it
But
makes
like whenever
sense.
I told Diego about the electricity thing, he was like,
Like we were?
yeah, he was like, "You need to go somewhere."
Go touch
Go
grass.
touch some
Don't touch grass. Oh, well, the next thing we're supposed to talk about is our favorite things, and we can share our most favorite book, movie, podcast, or anything interesting. Does anyone have anything that comes to mind?
If we're talking about favorite things, I only have one, and her name is Ellie.
Ellie! I love her. Besides Ellie and my nephews, recent book I've read, it's called Archer's Voice, and it was really good. It was basically kind of about a girl. She's like not really feeling like she's fitting in, and just kind of like trying to like in a new area, make friends and all that. And then he is like basically like the town reject. Like there was something tragic that happened to him, and like he like did not speak, like could not speak. And so like no one gave him a chance. They just thought he was a freak, and she like took the time to like really like make him feel like a human again, not an outcast. And so yeah, it was a little romance from that. And it was a beautiful book. It just I don't know. I feel like TikTok really hyped it up, and then I read it, and I thought I was gonna like cry my eyes out and like have this like really defining moment, and I didn't. So
That's such a letdown.
so it was good, but it was one that'll just hit the shelf and probably never see daylight again. So that's my most recent book, though. Oh, and my new or my herb book. I don't know where it is, but I have a lot of recipes for tinctures and stuff. So I'm super excited. I've been like reading a lot about like lemon balm because I had a plant, and so I have a bunch of dried lemon balm. So I gotta find something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, something that I have started doing recently is like I'll find recipes or stuff like that online, like to make like a new pasta or like a new dessert. Or you tried my cinnamon rolls I made the other day.
Heck yeah, they were really good.
So, and I've been writing all my favorite ones down and basically starting like a little cookbook to like keep all my favorite things I like to eat in. So
I love that. Oh, I love cooking.
I do too. It's just I don't like the energy it takes to do it.
Um, recently, not a whole lot. The Kardashians season ended. The Bachelor season ended. Bachelor in Paradise ended. Well, it did. It was sad. I don't know what to watch now.
Watch Outlander.
Okay.
Have you watched Game of Thrones ever?
No.
Oh my lord.
Have you?
Yes.
Game of
I haven't watched the last season though. Like
Debatable,
I'm like
understandable.
I heard so many bad things about it, and when I finally got the opportunity to watch it, I think I watched like the first episode, and I was like, man, I don't want to be disappointed.
There's a few good episodes in it. I just like after the whole like fight with the Night King, like just end it there. That just
Yeah,
call it a day.
that's
Just
I
call it a
think the
day.
last thing I watched.
You don't need to see the last 3 episodes or whatever it is. That is the one show I wish I could watch for the first time again. Ugh, I can't tell you the happiness and endorphins it gives. I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones and Targaryen history. So, you should watch
Yeah,
it.
you
I
should.
really, the first season, I will say for me personally, it was kind of like intense at first
Yeah.
because like there's just a lot of like getting it on and all that, and then there's a horse. Something happens to a horse, and it makes me really sad too. But once you get past that,
You said something about watching. Oh, the people were in the future.
Yeah, it's time travel. So like she's in I think the end of World War II was like her original time. And she goes to Scotland with her husband on like their honeymoon because they never had like an official honeymoon. And they go to these rocks called Crignadoon, and she touches the rock and it sends her 200 years in the past. Because only like certain people are born like with the ability to travel. They call them travelers. And it's basically just her story of how she survived it and how she got through it all.
Sold.
Yeah, it's really good. She becomes like a
That's my
healer,
heart.
like with herbs and stuff like that. Like she was researching it before she went back in time, and she learned more when she went back, and she ended up becoming a healer and a very famous one. And she helped people everywhere.
that's cool.
Diego and I watched her show. Um, I don't know what it was called. He just finds these shows and makes me watch them. But he found this show and it had time travel and like robots in the future, and it was based in 2035, so 10 years away. And in 2035, the people had like the ability to put on a headset and like virtual reality, but then they like controlled a body in the game. So pretty much like, I guess pretty much like VR, and it just
Okay.
uses your brain waves to control your body in the game. And so like,
I feel like I vaguely know what you're talking about, but like nothing specific is coming to mind.
okay. And then, but then one, the brother like gets a headset in the mail from Colombia, and it's like these people who are like in crime stuff, and the headset is like a different kind of headset that controls an actual body in the actual future in an actual different timeline or
Oh
different
man.
it was the trippiest show that I've ever watched. And I was like literally so confused. Like my mind was trying to think of like currently and then in the future 10 years and then in the future 40 years in a different dimension and like what was going like it was literally so hard to follow. Like I was thinking so much just because of how my brain works. And I was just like in my head, like, is this possible? Can this happen? Is this actually gonna happen? Can you go to a different dimension? Like, can you actually travel to a different? Like, it was so crazy to think about. I was like, I need to stop watching this show.
I like thinking about stuff like that because, like, I like to think that you could, like,
Go to a different dimension.
yeah.
Yeah, then
I just don't know if we have the ability to create that technology yet, you know?
I feel like if it's in all the movies and TV shows, especially the main thing that I feel like the Avenger multiverse kind of centers around. It's real.
right.
Well, it's real. I mean, like
how could it not be?
it's hidden in plain sight. Like
Right.
that's how I see it. And like I said, I just feel like especially like that's hardcore what every Avenger movie is centering around right now is the multiverse. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, it's out there. It's out
Which I think that that's like so crazy to like think about. I think about that all the time. And it's so crazy. I always am like thinking about stuff like that and
How do you
different
explain the
dimensions.
Mandela effect?
Right.
Deja vu.
Yeah.
Like, and there's so much more. That's just like the basic what I can think of right now.
Yeah. Like there really is like
I like to think of, like, the multiverse, like, that's, like, it goes hand in hand with, like, kind of reincarnation, if that makes sense.
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
yeah.
Because, like, there's so many kids that are just like, I remember this from my previous life, and, like, it ends up being true or whatever,
Or, like,
like
the
that's a thing
kids
that happened.
yeah, the kids that like find their the kid that found his dead body. I watched one where a kid like found his old house that he used to live in.
I recently saw one on TikTok about a kid remembering 9/11. Like he like remember.
Was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like, how do you explain that stuff? Like, these kids aren't just gonna know, like, small details and stuff like that.
Right. Especially like who they were, what their name was. Like I think the person who like solved their murder, like that was the craziest one that I read. But like that's just like so crazy to think about. I think for me the one that showed it the best was the Spider-Man multiverse movie
Mhm.
where it had the web. I think that was like the best like
Yeah.
because I think that like yeah, this is a universe and this is a universe, but like maybe it's not like
It's like Interstellar.
yeah.
I feel like there's just like all the layers in between and
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of like physics TikToks, like a bunch of people doing physics and stuff. It's so interesting. Like I really want to buy a book and just like read a textbook and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I'm the type of person that would read a dictionary.
the world is your oyster. You have all these like unlimited access to knowledge.
Yeah, I feel like ever since I was a little kid, I've always been like, I need to learn everything because I just ask so many questions and nobody ever has the time to give me an answer. that I wanted. Like, whenever we first started dating, he was like, "Why do you ask us like so many questions? Like, what do you expect me to say to you? I don't know." And I was like, "I don't know, just do what my dad does and just say I don't know or make something up." I was like, "I'm not
Good
gonna,
enough.
I'm not gonna know the difference, and I'm just gonna believe you." I was like, "You can tell me the like puppies fall from the sky. I don't know." I might not ever see it, but I'm gonna remember that you said that. And I'm gonna watch for it one day, Like I'm gonna be waiting. But
She's gonna be that girl walking in like New York and a puppy fall from like a 5-story building into her arms. She'll be like, "Holy shit, he was right." I could see it happening to you.
crazy stuff always happens to me. Like the people at work, they always like say things and they're just like like, like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, I've never been in that situation. Like, that's so crazy that that's happened to you, like, once, let alone more than once. Like, I've never been in a situation like that. And they're like, you're young, and I'm like, literally, I'm like half your age. Like,
Yeah.
literally, by now, that would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're just like, oh, it's just because you're young. It's just because you're young, and I'm like, but is it that? I feel like I've lived.
Dude, that's always their excuse. The older people, I feel like. Don't even get me started. Save that for another podcast.
Gen X, I cannot with Gen X. Like literally, I can't even communicate with Gen X. They're just like different. They're like alien to me, honestly. Every person that's a Gen X that I've ever talked to, I feel like it's just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, did you grow up in a different world? Like, they literally did. But also, I'm like, how can you not adapt?
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like nobody that I've talked to like has the ability to adapt to the new world or like adapt to like what's going on or just like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like not just Gen X though, but like overwhelmingly, I see like a lot of people in life that just like can't adapt to life, and I'm just like, what is like how are you gonna survive? Like, what is going on?
Yes. It's crazy. Mm.
All right.
Oh.
What's next?
Favorite podcast, Joe Rogan. I also like Theo Vaughn. Um, I've been meaning to watch the Gary Brecka podcast, but I haven't gotten to that yet. He's got like 8 episodes out now, so I need to get caught up.
Yeah. The only podcast I listen to is Ladies and Tangents. They're the OGs for me.
Oh gosh. Well, this goes back to my Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey, but New Heights is one that I catch every Wednesday, 92 percenter. And then yeah, I think that's the main one I really listen to right now. So, oh, I'm not gonna lie, I hardcore listen to my Catholic Rosary podcast when I'm falling asleep, and on my Spotify wrap up, it was like my number one everything. So,
That's so funny.
so that one as well. If I
What
get,
do they talk about?
it's they just pray the Rosary. So I don't know. It soothes me and it puts me to bed, and
Yeah.
so I just play it every night.
I love
The only other podcast I listen to, I just remembered, is the Murder Mystery and Makeup Mondays with Bailey Siri. But I only listen to her when I don't have a Ladies and Tangents episode.
Yeah, I'll listen to like Bobby.
Yeah, no offense. You're great. I still love you.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'll dabble around. Like I'll listen to Bobby. I'll listen to the Office Ladies. What's another one? Oh, there's this like women like investing one. I can't remember the exact name, but I'll listen to that. And then there's also a Latino women one that I listen to often. But like I said, those other two are my like main ones right
Yeah.
now.
you guys know who Joe Dispenza is?
No.
No, okay. I will watch any episode that Joe Dispenza is on, no matter like what podcast it is, because I just really like him. He's very spiritual,
Mhm.
so that's why I like him.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look them up then. Podcast, anything else interesting?
I don't think so. Um,
Well, we can talk about what's coming up, our closing thoughts.
yeah. Next week is MLK. We're going to talk about MLK Day and just kind of like give some history. I think um, I
I feel like it's probably gonna be more educate myself.
yeah,
'Cause
I don't really know a lot, so I'm looking forward to learning.
I
So
feel like
I hope
surface
you
levels.
guys
Yeah.
join in to learn with us.
Yes, I told Justin, I was like, we gotta watch Selma and other documentaries because I feel like I know surface level stuff that
Yeah.
the school teaches you, but I mean, really, who's telling them to teach me what? I want the real truth and the real history.
Yeah.
So, and I know, they sugarcoat what they want us to know. So I'm excited.
Last night, speaking of, not to like get off of our closing thoughts, but
Oh.
last night, we were talking and when my friend said that her son asked her what Thanksgiving was for,
Oh, that's a good one.
and she was like,
Did she?
what? Well, what? They don't teach you that. They're not teaching that in school. Like they didn't do anything this week. You didn't learn anything. And she was just like so confused. And I was like, why would they not teach Thanksgiving in school? Like, are they too young? Like, he's in the second grade. They don't learn about Thanksgiving. Like, I'm so confused. And so she was just like, it's when the white people came over and took over the Indians, and they gave them all kinds of diseases, and then they had a dinner, and that's why we have dinner on Thanksgiving.
Oh, God.
Not sugarcoated. She was like,
Oh.
I'll just tell you the truth. That's what it is.
At least she told the real truth.
Right.
Right.
And so, yeah, that definitely could be a deep dive, too. So,
Yeah. Next Thanksgiving, join us.
the
The truths behind the Mayflower.
I just don't even get me started on that. That definitely is another one.
But she said that they don't teach things like that in school because Native Americans are a touchy topic, and I was like, since when?
Probably when
Dude,
they
if
started
we're gonna
banning
get on Native American topics, I have so many rants. So many
These are some good notes for our future podcast.
rants.
Yes, I was gonna say, also I have a guest for the Mother's Day when Kinsey agreed to be on. So,
Nice.
so that'll be
Ask Amber.
Oh, I can, yeah.
You can have all the kids here and
Have
have a play date too. While we're at it.
Have a round table discussion.
Justin wants the kids.
Better ask old Annie if she can come down. It'll be.
We'll just run a daycare for the day.
He'll be like Luna. He'll be busting through that door like, come get this. If you've made it this far, we are so grateful that you are still listening to us.
Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys come back next week.
Yes. Bye.